Just like the proverbial frog in the pot with the water getting warmer and warmer and warmer, slowly until the frog is cooked. Well, we are that frog right now, right here. And as radical politicians turn up the heat on our fundamental rights, permanent damage is being done to us not by a virus, but by government. Yet to radicals like Chuck Schumer, it's pedal to the anti-constitutional metal. Attack, attack, attack. Both liberty and, of course, the president.
This administration took far too long to wake up to this global...
Stop, Dave. This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. If this guy tried to get away with this in the days after 9/11, they should have thrown him out. He's trying to politicize now a virus. They're not happy with politicizing Russian collusion. They're not happy with politicizing the Mueller investigation. They're not happy with weaponizing and politicizing impeachment. Now they've got to weaponize and politicize a virus that happens to be killing hundreds, not thousands, but hundreds of Americans. These people ought to be ashamed of themselves. I'm not in favor of huge government bailouts to the tune of nearly $2 trillion. Where's that money coming from? Please tell me. Where is that money coming from? Where is the $1.8 trillion coming from? We don't have it. I've been keeping score. We are running a deficit again. Like we did last fiscal year, we're running a deficit again now. I haven't checked recently, but we're probably in the neighborhood of $500 million over budget right now. Maybe $600 billion. We're nearing $1 trillion. And of course, at the end of the year, it's going to be over $1 trillion deficit, which means it's going to add to the $25.5 trillion national debt. So where is the $1.8 trillion going to come from? It's just going to come from thin air, right? No, it's going to be added to the debt. More debt. By the time this thing is done, by the time the calendar year 2020 is over with, that national debt at this rate, because there's been other bailout packages as well, is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $26 trillion. Now, I want to be clear here. I do believe that government and Congress has a role of helping the American people and helping businesses. And so Chuck Schumer's all upset about a possible aid package to the airlines, for example. He's all upset, says it's a private sector bailout for the wealthy. And of course, Bernie Sanders right there cheering him on, right? These wealthy conglomerates are getting this bailout. No. Those are for the flight attendants who are trying to pay their mortgage. And for the airline pilots, the captains and the FOs, who are keeping those flights airborne and trying to keep this government and this country running. Those are the people who are being protected by a so-called airline bailout, Mr. Schumer. There are people, there are workers, there are careers behind these industries that we're trying to protect that the government is shutting down. You people are shutting down the airlines effectively, and now you don't want to help them. This is total governmental insanity. It's insane what's going on right now. I walked into my grocery store on Friday. Want to pick up a couple things for the weekend. Couldn't even buy a can of tomato sauce to make some pasta sauce. Cleaned out. Went over to the fish aisle. Cleaned out. No chicken. There were steaks. Went over to the dairy. Gone. No yogurt. No milk. No, think about it. I have a friend, she's got about a year old. The baby needs milk. The baby needs milk. And it's wiped out because of these selfish Americans who have driven into a panic
it's the Mexicans.
Of people like Chuck Schumer and the mainstream media. This has got to stop.
It's Mexican Americans.
We've got to get our lives back. We've got to
Americans.
get this country going
And they
again,
want us
because
to give them
otherwise
some money.
We're going to lose rights that will never be replaced.
That's right.
So think 8 months from now, 12 months from now, After all this corona craziness is history, what will our nation look like? Will President Trump be reelected, or will he lose to the weakest Democrat candidate for president since Michael Dukakis and or George McGovern? The stock market will have recovered, but will America ever recover from this massive loss of liberty? That is the question. Coming up next, the latest assessment from the White House of when economic normal